Melusi, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Perhaps let's start with the issue of the state objecting to the use of certain gestures by one of the accused. This is what the judge had noted, or what he had to say during proceedings today.
I know all the tricks. I can tell you, I saw those gestures when the witness who did a turnabout under cross-examination by Mr.
The other day?
Yes, I was watching. I just kept quiet.
Thank you, madam.
If you want to confirm this, you can ask the JP. I brought it to the attention of the JP. So I'm saying bad. Please.
Thank you, madam.
I'm not.
Is it unusual that upon seeing it yesterday, the judge did not act immediately?
Good afternoon to you, good afternoon to the viewers at home. Well, look, it's a very serious issue where there's an accused who makes gestures to threaten a witness whilst the witness is testifying. So if that was done in the Buthelezi evidence, when Senzo was giving evidence, I think it should have been highlighted at that point, because now the issue is, if the judge has noticed that, will he believe in what was stated by Buthelezi? Because remember yesterday, I did highlight that it's an issue that Buthelezi first says that, accused number 2 said he killed Meyiwa with accused number 4. But then he turned it around when he was crossing his mind. But if the judge was aware that there was a threat, I think it should have been highlighted at that point, because for us who are not in court, we have of the view that he actually fabricated the statement in the beginning. So I think it should have been highlighted, and it's serious. And what happened yesterday, I think all of us saw it. It's a very serious thing where there's such an allegation that accused number 5 threatens or one of the witnesses. So I think it's a serious thing. It must be acted upon as soon as possible, so that when the judgment eventually is given, we will understand why certain issues will not be taken into cognizance by the judge.
Let's get into the cross-examination by Advocate Ramusipidi, representing accused number 1 and 2. He says his clients, more so accused number 2, was not in Gauteng when the incident happened, and the witness responding and saying, well, he's lying. Ramusipidi saying accused number 1 will deny that he has ever attended the witness sister's wedding, and that accusation is false. And that accused number 1 says the accusation that he gave Gwabeni a gun is a lie, essentially saying there's no truth to the fact that they even, or accused number 1 and 2 were even with him, with Gwabeni. Did he manage to convince the court?
When you are bringing in alibi as an accused, the onus is not on you to prove that actually your alibi is true or not. The onus is on the state to prove that your alibi is false. And if your alibi is reasonably possibly true, well, you can be acquitted, because the essence of alibi to do it is that you are saying you were not there when this incident happened. When the matter happened on the 27th of October 2014, I was not there. I was in Northwest, or I was in Guanongoma, or I was at Mahlabatin, and the onus to disprove that alibi is on the state. However, if the state proves that you were there, then you have no other defense, and it will be proven that you were there, and it's possible that you committed the crime. So I think them raising an alibi is interesting, but here's what I think is important when the alibi is being raised through, is that if you're at Kwanongoma, which witnesses do you have to say that you were there and you were paying lobolo for your fiancé? And if you're at Wamahlabatin from 2013 to 2015, who's going to testify on your behalf as well? As much as the onus is not on you, but just, add a little bit of meat, so to speak, so that at least, it can be proven that you were not there on the scene, because it's a very crucial aspect of this evidence. Because like I said yesterday, with this current witness, Mr. Zongo, he's actually a very crucial witness, because for the first time, we're seeing the accused being brought together in one place through one witness. So if you have an alibi, you must at least, you can raise it, but at least add a little bit of evidence as well to assist you in that particular defense. For example, just before I go on this one, Danzi says, accused number 2, he says he was actually withdrawing money from Wanongoma to pay Lobol. I'm sure those statements will come later, because they've been waiting for those things. So those things will assist them if they add a little bit of evidence.
Advocate Ramusipidi asked a question to which the state stood up and objected to the question, saying that the witness has a right to not implicate themselves. What does that mean?
Well, you have a right not to implicate yourself, obviously, because your rights on Section 35 of the Constitution are there, especially if you are arrested. However, what is interesting is that he actually has already given evidence yesterday when he said he saw the guns that were there, the 9mm and the 38 revolver, and he didn't do anything about it. So he was already incriminating himself. So he had a right not to answer. But when you check, when he responded to the questions, he actually responded and he said that he actually shouted them for having those guns. And interestingly enough, there's more evidence for the statement in the sense that Kwabini, who I think is important that he testifies for the state as well, he stated that Kwabini actually, there was a gun that he threw away. So there's this relationship that Mr. Zungu has with Ingabi, or the hitman, that is very strange for a police officer.
And that's just it, because when the statement was read out, there were some incidents where he speaks of consuming alcohol, the whiskey that was consumed. He speaks of knowing that some of the men were Ingabi. He speaks of leaving with another lady to go and buy more alcohol. He was there with a state car. The keys of the state car went missing, and they had to phone people to bring the keys back. He checked his gun to see if it was not used, because he gave Kwabeni his bag with the gun and the keys of the state car to keep it safe. But it was clearly exposed to other people to an extent that the car keys were not even in his possession, car keys that belong to the state.
No, it's very interesting. I think now we understand why this statement was given so late on the 31st of May 2023, because there's, as much as he's a key witness in bringing the accused together in one place, but there are certain things that he has to answer to. So maybe the people who are involved in the investigation felt that they must at least throw him as a secret weapon, inverted commas, to assist them in their case and to close some holes that might have been poked. Because this case actually, remember, it has started, it started anew, and they had this witness for the last, 8 to 10 years since the case opened. So it's very interesting that they need him to assist the case of the state, but there are certain issues that sound very strange for a police officer.
Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Melusi Xulu is a legal analyst.